Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Hello, Facebook. Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Nice to see you all. Yay. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2019, here we come. We're going to begin with setting an intention, saying a prayer. If you'd like to share your energy or participate in a prayer. Mother, Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to be together, to combine our energy, to open our minds and our hearts to any information that is meant for our best and highest good. Mother, Father God, we are grateful for 2018 and all the lessons that we have learned, and we welcome and are open and receptive to the new lessons that we have to learn in 2019. We thank you for all the blessings that we receive on a regular basis, and so it is.
So it is.
All right. So, now I'm getting old, so I need glasses. So I can see.
You have some on your head.
You're not getting.
I know, but those are
You're getting
distance. This is
distinct.
reading. A lot of those things.
You look beautiful.
Endless. All right. So this month, what we're doing is we're talking about cultivating balance. So this week, we're going to talk about balance of the body. Next week, we're going to talk about balance of the mind. And then the following week, we are going to talk about balance of the spirit. And then the last week of the month, we'll talk about, is it the same thing? Is he doing the same thing again? Yes? That's really funny. Okay. And the last week of January, we'll talk about incorporating balance in an unbalanced world. Okay. So, balance of the body. When we're not truly healthy, the body manifests that we don't look after it well, or that we live with stress through pain in our head, neck, shoulders, back, hips, hands, calves, ankles, and feet. Does anybody have pain in any of those areas? So when we don't look after ourselves, this is what our body manifests. This is where the pain typically manifests itself. And so we understand, as metaphysical people who are practicing metaphysical spirituality, that stress and pain and manifesting those things are a condition of dis-ease, which is imbalance. An imbalance somewhere in our body, in our energy, in our thought pattern. And so these are some suggestions that I have put together to help us to be balanced in our body, in our physical body. You will find over the next couple of weeks that many of these suggestions that I make that will help you to have a more balanced body will also be suggestions that are made to help you balance yourself in other areas as well. So all these things kind of overlap. So the first thing that I'm going to suggest is healthy food. So how many of us are focused on eating in a healthy way? Yeah. And how many of us actually eat 100% of the time in a healthy way?
Wait,
Oh, aren't you a good boy?
Since January the 1st.
That's good though. That's excellent. So what exactly is healthy? So we're going to talk about borderline healthy. We're not going to talk about extreme healthy like some of our friends that left their magic water at my house. So, so what are healthy foods? Healthy foods are fruit and vegetables, lean protein, which would be chicken or fish, is suggested more than red meat, which would be lamb or beef or pork. Even though pork isn't a red meat, it's high in fat typically. Nowadays, pork is a little less fatty than it used to be, but still. Cereals and water, magic water or not, water is very, very essential to our well-being. So we want to be looking at our plate, and we want to be making sure that all of the food groups are represented, but also that the portions are reasonable. And I find that this is the biggest challenge as a personal trainer and somebody who taught nutrition to their clients is that people have a tendency, not that they're not eating in a healthy way, but they're overeating in a healthy way. So typically, if you go to a restaurant and you get your favorite restaurant and you get a meal, it's twice as much food as what you should be eating at a typical meal. So some suggestions for that I have found either online through the Mayo Clinic or Livestrong, some of the great websites that are out there for you to research and Google that help with these particular issues say that you should take half of that meal and just put it aside in the to-go bag. Simple way of not overeating. And chances are you'll be very satisfied. Once you start portion controlling your food, it takes a very short period of time for your body to respond to that and not feel like it needs to eat more than what it needs to be healthy. So vegetables and fruit, we tend to eat less of those than we do protein. Quite often we're told that we need more protein in our diet. And the reality is we don't need more protein. Our body can only use so much protein. So I know that's kind of way more information than you needed, but just thought I'd let you know. Okay, so my second suggestion, of course, is exercise. Exercise is really important. Why? Because it reduces stress. It calms your nerves. It clears your mind. It gives oxygen to the brain and to the extremities so that you can heal better and that your body functions better. It also releases endorphins, which help you feel good. All of these things are wonderful. So what kind of exercise should you be doing? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what kind of exercise you're doing. Whether you're doing yoga or Tai Chi or walking in the park or riding a bike or doing a sit-exercise class, whatever you can do to move your body in a comfortable way and to stick to it, to do it on a regular basis, is what you should be doing. That is what kind of exercise you should involve yourself in. If you don't want to exercise by yourself, then find someone to exercise with you. Find a friend that will walk in the park with you or do a yoga class with you or stretch in the living room on the floor with you while you talk about whatever it is that you talk about. Metaphysical things. And then, and so these are some suggestions that you can participate in exercise classes. And there's lots of stuff out there. I would seriously suggest for those that do have insurance that you check your insurance plan and see if you have a Silver Sneakers or a gym membership that's attached to your insurance plan. That's free. So that's really nice. If you have that, take advantage of it. It would be a shame to waste those resources. Number 3, get enough rest. We always say that, oh, you need to make sure that you rest enough. But what is enough rest? Enough rest is so that the next day you feel refreshed. Everybody's clock is different. Everybody's body is different. Some people need 5 hours sleep. Some people need 10 hours sleep. Everybody's different. But why is it so important that we sleep? Because it causes cellular regeneration. Did you know that? That your body heals itself while you're sleeping better than when you're awake. It also helps with temperature regulation so that you're more comfortable and your internal temperature is regulated. Elimination of toxic substances. That I did not know. Your body actually cleans itself while you're sleeping. It gets rid of toxins while you're sleeping. Also, it replaces energy. We know that because if we don't get enough sleep, what happens? We're tired, right? And we're just not able to do the things that we should do physically, mentally, or spiritually because it affects our energy on every level. So it's really important that we're getting enough sleep. Number 4, avoid negative thoughts. This, of course, is something that we talk about all the time because good thoughts, good words, good deeds. Keep a clear mind by committing to a regular routine of meditation. Is everybody meditating on a regular basis? Yay! That's really good. And that's really weird. Okay. And committing to that is really important. So if you find you're unable to meditate, sometimes we come from a culture where we have a really hard time meditating. We just are resistant to that idea. Then chanting is meditating, believe it or not. Chanting is great because you have a focus that's coming out of your mouth, and this helps to clear your mind as well. Prayer is also a great way to clear your mind and release negative thoughts that turn into negative feelings. So we don't want that to grow from a thought to a feeling. Disconnecting from our routine. How many of us are creatures of habit? All of us are creatures of habit, believe it or not. So what happens when we get into a rut? we're still creatures of habit and we kind of stay in a rut. So it's really important that we break away from our routine every once in a while and do something outside of our regular habit. So take a break from the day-to-day. Plan. If you can't do that spontaneously, then plan to do it. Plan to take some time off. I'm one of those people that has a really hard time resting. Even when I'm sitting watching a movie, I get up and do stuff and leave and then have to be cued in on what happened because I'm busy all the time and have a hard time sitting still. So I have planned vacation away from my house so that I can't find a project to do, and away from you guys so I can't be talking on the phone nonstop. So those kinds of planning help a lot for us to disconnect from our routine. Making a small project outside of the normal is also a great way. Going to someone else's house, helping them, helping your children, or helping your mom with something is a great way to disconnect from our routine. Listening and helping others. So this particular subject, I just kind of wanted to call on somebody ever so briefly so that they can share with you their experience as far as how listening and helping others relieved stress and helped them physically in their life. So Reverend Lulu, you want to share how you setting a commitment to help others was healing and cathartic to you?
Absolutely, sure. Do I need to, can I stay where
You
I'm
can,
at?
no,
No,
you
I
can-
got video.
I want to see you.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, so I'll put it on it was right before Christmas, and I was coming home, and I was at the corner light, and this guy broke down. And unfortunately, he had just rented this car, and like a rental car, and it broke. So I got out to help him push, and it was very, very strenuous. I didn't realize how out of shape I was. And I'm helping this guy, it's me and this other guy, we're pushing, and, the car just gets faster and faster and faster. So I'm like, this is sweet because, it's got a lot of momentum going, and then all of a sudden we have to push him up the hill into the Applebee's. It was very mightyful, I have to say. I was almost just for a second about to shark myself. So I was like, okay, this car's not going to roll back, but I did it because, I had faith. I was like, I'm just going to do it. But I could feel everything in my body. I could feel my breath. I could feel my senses. Like every sense in my body seemed to be overabundant at the time. So I could feel every single beat of my heartbeat. I could feel every vein in my body. And that's just on the physical level. But what I also felt on a spiritual level was I felt this sense of service. It was a natural service, and it was a sense of home. I felt like I was at home. So my body was just going and going, and then spiritually I was like, I'm home. And it was very uplifting.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Very nice.
I think that's awesome. She has really made service to others a primary part of her everyday life, and that's really important for being happy. In fact, the Dalai Lama says compassionate service to others will bring them happiness and you happiness. How cool is that? Works on both ends. Spend time with people. Well, you can't really be in service to others if you don't actually spend time with people. That's really important. I have said over and over again, and I know that in our tradition, in the spiritualist community in which we have been birthed, I think that you hear a lot, I needed some me time, I needed some self-care, I needed to disconnect to heal, and you hear that a lot, I need to be alone, I need to, other people irritate me or affect my energy and stuff like this. And the reality is none of that is true. You can heal in abundance because spirit is endless and supply is endless. You don't have to isolate yourself to do that. And in fact, you heal yourself by healing others. And that's really important. Isolating yourself causes your heart to long for that which caused you to isolate yourself. What we do is we nurture that desire to be alone and disconnect. And it's not healthy because human beings are social creatures. We really need each other on a very, very primary level. So look for opportunities and focus on compassionate service to others. This is a great way to eliminate stress, as you just heard. It's helpful to you as much as it is helpful to somebody else. So look for people that need help. It doesn't have to be a monumental thing like moving a car. Not everybody can do that. But you can certainly be a listening ear for somebody else, or just help with small tasks. It's a very simple thing. Spend time with people. Don't isolate yourself. Keep your mind and body active. This is just a general suggestion because it makes sense, and all these other things are also keeping your mind and body active. But sometimes the things that we do to keep ourselves active are not the things that we should be doing. Garbage in, garbage out. It's that simple. If you're allowing things that are negative, that are upsetting, that are causing you to be unbalanced into your mind and then into your heart, then you're going to be imbalanced. If you're reading things and looking at things that are upsetting to you, that's going to be displayed in your energy and what you send out and what other people get from you, they sense from you. So it's really important that we're feeding ourselves and our body good things through our eyes, things that are encouraging, things that are empowering, things that are upbuilding. Those are the things that we should be focusing on. So how do we keep our body and our mind active? Learn new things to do. If you're already doing all these things, then do new things. Practice a new sport. Learn a new sport. Play an instrument. I know many of us love music. I know the drum circle is so much fun. Although we're not very good musicians, we enjoy playing our instruments. Learn yoga or Tai Chi. Read a book. Read a good book. A book that will be helpful to you in your life. Learn a language so you can share the ideas and thoughts that you've learned with others that maybe don't speak our language. Draw. You will find that most people that are intuitive are extremely creative. Write. Keep a journal. Write your ideas down. Keep your mind busy. Go for a walk in the park. If you can go for a run in the park. But all of these things are on the beach, doesn't matter, whatever. But all these things are things that are going to help our body to be healthy. So that's my suggestions for you. And I know that there's nothing there that's especially earth-shaking, monumental, or new, because there's really nothing new under the sun. It's more a reminder than it is anything else that we need to be doing all these things for our body and be aware. If you're not feeling well, my suggestion would be that first you practice some of these things. If you're still not feeling well, then my suggestion is go to the doctor. Don't put off when something is really wrong. I know that sometimes we have a tendency to just, I'll be fine, don't worry about it. But when something's really wrong, go to the doctor if you need to go to the doctor. Take care of yourself. It's very important. So I leave that with you with this blessing. Namaste. And we're going to move on to our meditation, which is going to cement the idea of exercising the calm mind. I'm not going to read your meditation. I'm just reading. The instruction. Like I'm gonna steal her thunder. No way. Okay. Shine, girl, shine. So we're gonna welcome Reverend Lulu to the podium, and she's gonna do her meditation now. Thank you, Reverend Lulu.
It's always that awkwardness right before the calm. Peter, can I have music, please? Thank you. Okay, so I know that we did talk on the body. So I'm going to do a meditation on the mind. Next week we'll be talking how to balance the mind and perhaps do a meditation on the body. Because they always correlate hand in hand. So everybody, the most important thing right now is just get comfortable however you sit. Take a deep breath in. And hold it for 4 seconds. And then let it go. Do it again. Hold it for 4. And let it go. If you slip away from your breath, it's okay. Just concentrate on your breath for this first minute. Just allow to sit with your breath in your body. As you sync with your breath with your body, just start from your head. Breathe into your head. And let it go from your head. When you take your next deep breath in, go down to your throat. Take a deep breath inside your throat. Now on your next deep breath, do it in your heart. Just breathe 3 times into your heart. Take that breath into your stomach. Allow it to push your stomach out when you breathe in. And feel your stomach go in when you breathe out. The past is already gone and the future is yet to come. I am concentrating on being peaceful, happy, and free in this present moment. My attention on my breath is continuous. I follow the breath as it begins, and my abdomen starts to expand. I continue to pay attention as my abdomen rises and falls with each breath. Like a child going high and low on a swing. I follow it all the way as it slows down. And as it starts again. I enjoy the rhythmic rise and fall of my tummy. I enjoy staying in the here and the now. My mind keeps producing thoughts. That's in its nature. But I do not follow those thoughts. I concentrate on my breath. I am comfortable and at ease With each breath, I let go of tension somewhere in my body and mind. I'm aware that thoughts can bring tension to my face. So with each breath, I relax my face muscles and then I smile. There are sensations in my body. I accept them. I am aware of my posture. I am aware of the rush of air around my nostrils as I breathe in. If there are sounds, I do not react to them. I just notice them and I let go. I continue to enjoy my breathing peacefully. A river of feelings and thoughts is flowing, but I am not drowning in it. The concentration on the breath is like another that prevents the boat from drifting. Focusing on my thoughts using focusing on my breath keeps me from getting lost in my thoughts. With each breath, I arrive in the here and the now. I'm sitting upright and I'm breathing comfortably. My mind is peaceful and I'm breathing comfortably. And my body is free of any tension. I am calm and rested. I feel free. I feel at home. Now take another deep breath into your stomach. Let it expand and fill. And as you let out, feel your stomach contract back inward towards your spine. Now go ahead and take a deep breath into your heart again. Feel it expand. And as you breathe out, feel it contract. Take a deep breath into your throat now. And let it out. Take a real deep breath into your head. Leave your throat. In this moment, you are free and you are home. Take a minute to just lose yourself in your breath. Now allow yourself to bring your awareness back into your body. Bring your breath in your body into your awareness. When you feel comfortable to open your eyes, go ahead and open your eyes. And don't forget to breathe. Welcome back, everybody. I'm gonna just say really quick, that was more of a meditation for your mind. Your mind and your body can correlate. A great meditation for your body would be yoga. You don't have to get all crazy and go into downward dog and all this other crazy stuff. A lot of us don't have that flexibility. But if you sit Indian style, if you typically have a hard time doing that, try and sit into it and breathe into it. As you breathe in, let your body expand upward, and as you breathe out, let it expand downward into the stretch of your body, no matter what stretch you do. So for instance, everybody, I want you to go ahead and now participate your body in this meditation. Take a deep breath in as you breathe up. Hold it. See how you stretch up on an arm? Just stretch up. Now if you're trying to get really extra hit critical and you're trying to do splits or dogs or whatever, breathe downward into it. Take your breath in while you're there and then breathe back upward into it. Everything, when you do a meditation of your body, when you do yoga, the most important thing is breathing in and out of the stretch and not just overstretching yourself. You want to take it slow and breathe in. I'll leave you with that. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Oh, we need some more lights back, right? Thank you, Reverend.
Okay, at this time, what I'd like to do is invite those who would care to serve the congregation this evening as healers to take a spot behind one of our chairs up here. And I'm going to turn the lights down just a little bit. And ask everybody, please make sure your phones are turned off. Silenced. And keep the conversation. Maintain low tones.